Hey there, welcome to this week's In the Shop with Scott. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So this will be the only part of the video you'll see my face until the end. Everything else I'm going to use with the GoPro chest harness. So looking right down on the work, let's see how this works out. Maybe it's an epic fail. Maybe it's the best footage I've ever done. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. Here we go. I started by working on a template for a new net handle. I wanted it to be slightly longer and a little thinner than the first one I did. I traced this onto the Angelique and then moved on to the bandsaw to get the rough shape cut. With the cuts complete, I now sanded off any rough spots so I could get a good glue up. For this net, I'm using ambrosia maple strips. I think the color will be really cool for that. Alright, so I'm spreading the type bond number 3 on 4 of the strips. The last strip doesn't need it, and just for some extra support I'm going to use an ash strip. It's not going to be glued, just to help clamp. So roughly even, like I said, using an ash strip. Because they seem to bend well. And as you've probably seen in some of my previous net videos, using these Bessie trigger clamps works really well for bending the strips around the form. So if you've seen any of my previous net builds, I was using a plywood form and just covering with the blue painter's tape. This worked fairly well, but it was kind of wasteful of tape, and also had to worry about the tape getting bunched up between the strips, and especially around the handle. So because of that, I picked up this melamine shelf. It's 15 inches wide by 36 inches long and should make cleanup a lot easier and removal of the net when it's dry. So I was cautious speeding this part of the video up too much, otherwise might get really dizzy. So not sure this is the best viewing angle for this kind of work. With the glue dry, I could now start pulling off the clamps and get them hung back up on the wall. If you're looking to organize your shop at all, I highly recommend the wall control panels. The hooks and shelves are really nice to be able to move around whenever you need to rearrange stuff without putting a bunch of extra holes in your wall. And it's also, unless you just like making French cleats with plywood, it saves a lot of that work. I can now pop the net off this form. I'm really glad I went with this melamine shelf now. It makes that glue cleanup a lot easier. And then a couple passes through my buddy Ned Sanders here to smooth all this out. So I haven't named the belt sander. Maybe I should. If you have any good suggestions, throw it in the comment below, because apparently this guy makes it in videos pretty much every week now. And I wrapped up the week working on a new router table for the side of my table saw, so there'll be a full build video on this coming out shortly. And as always, thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments or feedback, throw it down there below.